Hey everybody, Max here for Destructoid. This is your news video update for the week of Thursday, March 13th, 2014. Kind of a slow week as far as news goes because a lot of big games came out. We got Titanfall, we got Dark Souls 2, we got Towerfall. It was the week of T-Fall, I guess. Also, there was that new Yoshi's Island where Yoshi can turn into a helicopter. That's cool, I guess. But as far as news goes, we kind of got the opposite of a new game, which is news that we won't be getting a new game for some time. The Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt, is probably was my most anticipated game of the year, and that has been pushed back to February 2015, which makes me real mad because I wanted to play it a great deal. However, as always, a delay typically means, except in the case of Duke Nukem Forever or Aliens Colonial Marines, that the game will inevitably be better because they want to work on, you know, making it not broken and stuff. Yeah, the head guy from CD Projekt Red wrote the usual kind of press release apologetic letter saying we want to make the best product possible both for our shareholders and our fans. Of course, the next title that CD Projekt Red had lined up after The Witcher was Cyberpunk 2077, which I'm also really excited for. I can't actually tell if I'm excited for The Witcher 3 or if I'm just excited for that to come out so that Cyberpunk can come out after it, because that looks like the coolest game ever based on the one CG trailer we've seen and the 4 pieces of concept art. In any case, that won't be delayed at all by The Witcher's delay because those are being worked on by separate development teams aside from a few, you know, key developers who are shared between the two projects. So nothing to be alarmed about, but we do have to wait longer to sex romance the mermaids as Geralt of Rivia. Sad, I know. While we're on the subject of delays and disappointment and stuff like that, Sony dropped a few little disappointment bombs on us. One was about The Last Guardian, which really should be nothing new at this point, but during an interview, one of the Sony guys basically said, yes, we're aware that people want that game, we're working on it, we want to make a good game, I guess, but, you know, there were no hot leads or no kind of teases of an announcement, but it would be cool if that game did come out. On kind of a more, a shorter timeline, there's also Driveclub, which was going to be a PlayStation 4 launch title. That's the driving game. I believe it was a first-person driving game done by Evolution Studios, the guys that did MotorStorm, and it looked real nice. And then they said, hold on just a second, that's going to be a little bit after the launch, and now they're pretty much like, we went back to the drawing board. So Driveclub, if you're holding out for that one, keep holding out, I guess. While we're talking about delays, this isn't really a delay, more just a piece of trivia kind of related to one. But as we all know, Watchdogs was shown off way back at E3 2012. And it was kind of a long wait for that. That was arguably the first next-gen title we saw before we even knew what the next-gen machines were going to be. Apparently, Ubisoft was working on that before they even knew about next-gen stuff. They just kind of had a hunch that new consoles were around the corner. So that was being developed for PC with kind of plans of porting it to whatever systems inevitably came out from Sony and Microsoft. In any case, I know that kind of a game that was revealed so early that then gets delayed can kind of be some cause of alarm for some people. But apparently it was just shown off kind of way earlier than they normally do that kind of thing anyway, just to sort of get the hype train rolling. I think we're going to see more of that as AAA games continue to happen, because with next-gen development, or I guess current-gen, whatever, it takes considerably more time to make a game because you have to make the polygons bigger or something. You have to add voxels or particle effects. I don't know, but it costs more money and takes more time, so we're probably going to see much longer development cycles. So shifting gears on the complete opposite end of the spectrum from, you know, super high-res next-gen AAA games that you play on $500 machines in your living room, let's talk about super low-res, small-scale, simple, casual games that you play on $500 machines that go in your pocket. Specifically, Angry Birds Epic, which is, I can't believe I'm saying this, a Angry Birds turn-based RPG. Now, I know there's that one guy in the comments, I see you there, saying he doesn't care about Angry Birds, and who cares about Angry Birds, and everyone's sick of Angry Birds, and yes, that's true, but it's undeniably one of the most popular franchises right now in kind of grand scheme of things. I mean, you see grown-ass adults wearing Angry Birds hats at the bus stop. What's up with that? But the fact that Rovio is actually pushing into more interesting territory, like turn-based RPGs as opposed to just kart racers and slingshot games, that's kind of impressive. And if that brings, you know, a new audience to the world of turn-based RPGs, then hell, that's kind of cool. While we're talking about cute mobile games that one guy in the comments doesn't want to hear about, Halfbrick, the guys behind Jetpack Joyride and Fruit Ninja, have sort of unveiled their new game. It's called Bears vs. Art, and it's a game where bears destroy art. I like the plot of this game already. I think it's quite an endearing premise. There's a debut story trailer which you can go check out. It's got a cute rhyming thing and it shows a cartoon bear, which is fun. As far as what the game is actually about, it's apparently a puzzle game and there's a few screenshots that make it look a little bit like Chip's Challenge, so I'm on board with that. Hopefully we see some of that sometime soon and then inevitably put it on the thing that we have in our pocket and then we can play it on there.
His habitat in disrepair, bewildered by this whole affair. At that point, our bear did swear to destroy this art everywhere.
Now, on the topic of art that should not be destroyed by bears, we got a trailer for a new game called Thrall, which is an Ouya exclusive where you play as a female slave who escapes from a sugar plantation and has to go and find her lost son. That is a game about slavery that you play on an Ouya. I don't think you can have a more dismal gaming experience in 2014. But in any case, the game does look really beautiful. That's coming out this fall, so if you have an Ouya, you can go check that out. Have fun? The Oculus Rift VR headset has been hot shit for the past however amount of time it has been since it was announced, and it continues to be hot shit because the girl who plays Arya Stark on Game of Thrones wore the Oculus Rift at South by Southwest and it scared the shit out of her. Have you seen this video?
I thought it was going to be fun, which it was, but it was really scary as well.
Hopefully we get to see this demo. GDC is next week. Maybe we'll get to see it there. I don't know. But there is a little bit of news about the world of virtual reality. Atman Binstock, who was Valve's head of VR development, has gone over to Oculus. And apparently there's no bad blood there. There's no rift. It's just he's kind of switching teams to work on that. You might actually recall that Valve was saying that they're kind of halting their own VR development and really just looking towards helping Oculus kind of do their thing, which is, I think, pretty exciting. On the other end of the playing field, it's rumored that Sony is going to be revealing its virtual reality headset next week at the Game Developers Conference right here in San Francisco. I guess we will get to see it. I hope it's cool. There probably won't be any actual games for it because we don't actually know that it's out there yet. On the other hand, there are apparently 60,000 dev kits for the Oculus Rift in circulation, which is why there are so many weird games like Game of Thrones games and having sex with things games. So I just want VR in my house. Is that too much to ask? Can we just hurry it up with that, please? So GDC, as I mentioned, is next week. I'm going to be there doing that, and the fact that there's not a whole lot of fresh new news this week might have something to do with the fact that publishers are probably saving big, cool announcements for next week, and we're gonna have a lot of cool stuff to talk about then. Probably won't be putting up videos on my normal schedule, as sort of normal as that is, but I will be putting up lots of fun videos. I'm gonna be doing some interviews, some impressions pieces, playing new games, probably doing some weird stuff at the convention. If you guys have any special requests of stuff that you'd like to see a video of, drop it in the comments, or holler at me on Twitter. I'm just Max Scoville on there. I'm excited about it. GDC is a lot of fun. You get to see a lot of cool, weird stuff. It's not like E3 where they're trying to sell you something, and it's not like PAX where it's all kind of stuff for the fans. This is like weird guys with ponytails and jean shorts who've invented cool shit out of science. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Finally, before we go, and apropos of absolutely nothing, even remotely related to video games, you guys should all check out this cool video by DJ Snake and Little John. It's called Turn Down for What? I normally wouldn't promote a Little John video, but this is a really awesome video, and it's basically like if Stephen Chow, the guy who did Kung Fu Hustle, made a movie about people fighting with various body parts, including crotches and butts and stuff. So go watch that when parents aren't in the room. Have fun. I will see you guys tomorrow for Dumb Idiot Ideas, and then next week for whatever we put up. It's gonna be fun. See you guys around.